Now the days is over, night is drawing near. The night is here already. And yes, guys, we've actually, seen how far with everything that started off today with Biggie and his kids. Hey, my babies, and how are you all doing? Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you are doing great. Hope everywhere Marama, hope everywhere Stewa. Welcome back, babies. I'm sure you all are having a mimiciously night, okay? So, guys, your faves has actually, been called in the diary room in their numbers by Biggie to nominate each other whoever they want to see go home. So right here, we're going to be discussing their nominations and their reasons. Let's go. Starting off with Pilile, which was the first housemate, okay, Biggie called to the diary room. So Pilile, she revealed that she's going to be nominating Ezra and Nate. Ezra to test his strength. She said she nominated Ezra the other time, and then Ezra, somebody saved and replaced, and then the other one, he was the HOH. So right now, she wants to see Ezra's strength. So she's nominating Ezra. And then for Nate, she said, Nate doesn't like her, that her Bobo told her that whenever she passed by, and if she's sitting with Nate, Abobo told Pilile that whenever Pilile passes by, and then if Abobo is sitting with Nate, Nate would say some awful things about Pilile, and then Nate does not do that to other housemates, So Abobo came to ask her, what did you do to Nate? Now the question is, did Nate do things as this? Has she actually confronted Nate? No. But because Abobo had told her that, so because of that, she feel like Nate doesn't like her. That's why she nominated Nate. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next person to go to the diary room was Tyrone. Tyrone nominated Mandy Hagan and Sipa Lee. According to Tyrone, that Mandy Hagan does too much sometimes, that she's overly too much, and then this dude, Sipa Lee, joins heads together, that he comes to like instigate things, join heads together, and all of that. And then the next person was Swiss in the diary room. Swiss says Uyanda and Mandy. Of course, when it comes to Swiss, I was expecting Uyanda's name to be mentioned. And then for Swiss, the reason behind nominating Uyanda is the fight and attitude Uyanda portrayed towards him. And then for Mandy, that Mandy presses too much, that she can be overly too much. People say the same thing about Mandy. They say she too do gra gra. So let's talk about the next housemate, Abobo. Abobo nominated Nate and Sipa Lee solely because Nate is fake. He feels like Nate is fake and a pretender, and then Sipa Lee makes lame and boring jokes. That is what Abobo says. That his jokes is always lame and boring. Let's talk about the next housemate, Ezra. Ezra nominated Nsuku and Uyanda. According to Ezra, Nsuku's social attitude is very poor, and the way she actually handled things, and he doesn't just like her. And then for Uyanda, that he feels like Uyanda is an instigator, like Uyanda tried to instigate things in the house. Let's talk about the next housemate, Luzuko. Luzuko mentioned Uyanda and Nsuku. For Uyanda, Luzuko said Uyanda is proud and need to be humbled and bring down to earth. You get that Uyanda is so proud, and then for Nsuku, she's overly too much. That is what Luzuko said. And then the next person was Nsuku. Nsuku says Sipa Lee and Melino. For Sipa Lee, this girl has actually clocked their game. She says their gameplay is to actually get the ladies out of the house, while leaving only the male. That she has clocked that shit, and that's why she's nominating Sipa Lee. It feels so good to see that those housemates are getting to know this about those dude. And then Melino disrespects women. I think they had disagreement, and then she feels like if Melino wants to disrespect women, he should actually do it outside Biggie's house. Okay. After Nsuku was Uyanda mentioned Swiss and Ezra. His reason is solely because of the fought with him, because he wanted to eat alone. So that is the simple reason. He did not even go too much. He says those two because they fought with him when he decided to actually eat alone. as if that is a problem. So that's why he nominated them. After Uyanda was Sipe Sitle, and then Sipe Sitle nominated Nate and Sweet Guluvar. And then for Nate, Sipe Sitle said there is this disconnect with Nate, okay, that does not align. And then she's yet to apologize, and then Nate always feel like they are actually at loggerhead while she also do the same thing, advocate for the same thing she is doing, just in silence. And then Sweet Guluvar, she said, according to Sipe Sitle, she said herself and Sweet Guluvar, they barely have conversation, that a day could pass by and they would barely say hi or talk to each other. So that was her reason for nominating Nate and Sweet Guluva. And I think she was the only one who nominated Sweet Guluvar. Anyways, after her was Spali. Spali nominated Uyanda and Abobo as expected too. There are the two groups that are at each other, just as Spali's group is much than Abobo's group. So his reason is that there is no connection, and then they conspire to take him out of the house. That he feels like they conspire to take him out of the house. After Sipali was Mata mentioned Ezra and Sipali, and then Mata said the same thing Nsuku had said, that she has noticed that they are trying to do gender disintegration in that house. That they are the leader, they are trying to do this thinking about differentiating the gender thinking, making the men to be more this and all of that. I'm like, wow, these people truly has clocked this housemate game. It was Jojo who had noticed that first. Now it feels so good to see Nsuku said the same thing, and then Mata is saying the same thing. So for Muzi is Luzuko and Mandy. According to Muzi Tembuzi, Muzi said that Luzuko doesn't have any sense of urgency and contribution. Like he finds it difficult to actually contribute to things. Like it's so difficult for Luzuko to add to things that is happening in the house and gives a positive contribution. And then for Mandy, that Mandy even Mandy do too much. The same thing people complains about Mandy, that she does too much, that even when you're trying to help her out, she will feel like you're coming against her. So that's why he nominated those two. And then after Muzi was Ashley Ogle. She says Mshini and Sweeze. I was expecting Mshini from Ashley's mouth anyways, and she didn't forehand, and they've been dragging her, calling her obsessed on the social space. Anyway, she said Mshini because Mshini likes attention and she has this man character energy. And for Sweeze, in as much as Sweeze is her homeboy, but he is two-faced. Anyways, after that was BK mentioned Mata and Luzuko. She said, according to BK says Mata looks at him to his face and says she says distasteful things, like distasteful conversation about him behind him. And then for Luzuko, that Luzuko and his gang, that is the Bandana gang, says they have actually clocked how smart he is, that they said it to his face too, that he has clocked how smart he is. That's why he's nominating them. So after BK was Mandy Hagan. She nominated Sweeze and Muzi Tembuzi. And her reason for nominating Sweeze and Muzi Tembuzi, Sweeze is a cocky soul loser according to Mandy. Mandy says Sweeze is a soul loser and a cocky guy and all of that. And then for Muzi, she says they drifted apart. That was what she said. That's the word she used. She said they drifted apart like the way they used to be, so that's why she's nominating Muzi and then the other person. Then that means Sweeze. That means the feeling is mutual between Muzi and Mandy, because Muzi had also complained about Mandy. So after Mandy, in the diary room was Nate. Nate mentioned Luzuko and Mandy. Her reason for Luzuko, she says Luzuko always asks about her sexual orientation all the time and she doesn't like it. And then for Mandy, she said Mandy can be mean. And then Mandy said to her that Big Brother's house is not her house. That reason actually threw me up on the floor. Nate, is Biggie's house your father's house? She said Mandy said to her that Biggie's house is not her father's house. Okay. All right, and then Sweet Guluva was next to go, and the Sweet Guluva nominated Nsuku and Mshini. Sweet Guluva complains about Mshini to be overly loud, and Mshini, according to his English, he says Mshini is very flamboyant. Very flamboyant and very forward. People have been laughing at him because of that flamboyant he mentioned. They said Sweet Guluva and English, they are not 5 and 6 at all. They are like water and oil. And I have been laughing, seeing people's reaction. So that's the reason anyways. Mshini's and what's it called again? Shini and Suku. And you will notice something. Sweet Guluva always complain about loudness. Whenever he nominates Nsuku, even KB, he will say, oh, they are too loud and all of that. Yeah, he's a calm dude. our Mr. Flamboyant. So after Sweet G, it was Mshini baby. So Mshini mentioned Ezra and Sivali. People were so surprised because Mshini has been dragged about being obsessed with Ashley, and they were expecting her to still nominate them today again. But she did not. She actually shocked the viewers as she nominated Ezra. She says Ezra called her a name she doesn't like, and he's yet to even apologize. And then for Sipali, that Sipali doesn't think before he spew. According to Mshini, Sipali does not even think before talking. That is her reason for nominating those two. And then the next person to make it to the diary room was Melino. Melino nominated Muzi and BK. He said they are lazy when it comes to their chores, that they are not actually active when it comes to house chores. So after Melino was the HOH, the first ever female HOH the season. Sorry, I said Mandy. Jojo. So Jojo said she is nominating Squeeze and Ezra. People were so surprised. You're nominating Ezra, your boyfriend, your touchy feeling guy, the guy you're always doing touching body with. What is going on? You see this Jojo of a girl. This girl is like, she knows this game. Like, I noticed she's trying to act like she's kind of gullible and all of that while her head is intact. So she said her reason for nominating Swiss and Ezra. She says Swiss has the house under his power. That Swiss dictate things that would happen in the house. Like, he has control, a certain control in the house. And then Ezra could be a man of himself, but he has decided to be a follower. That she feels like Ezra can man up and be his own person, make his own decision. But Ezra is actually following other people's lead. That's why she's nominating Ezra. Honestly speaking, she gave her reason and it is fine. And then some people are calling her snake and all of that. To me, I just see her as a game player, not a snake. She observed something which is not even far from the truth, and then you're calling her snake. I think she's actually playing the game well. When you see this housemate playing the game, you call them names. When you don't play the game, you tag it boring. Anyways, after every the housemates that are up are Mandy, Ezra, Luzuko, Nsuku, Swiss, Sipali, Nate, and Uyanda, right? So we have 8 housemates all up, okay? And now Biggie asked the HOH to come over to the diary room to actually do her thingy. But this time around, there's not going to be a replace. It's just going to be a save only. That was what Biggie revealed. Because people are already thinking and saying, oh, Jojo is going to, put up Sweet Guluva, which is understandable if she does. But to me, I feel like even if there was a save and replace, she wouldn't do that. The only time she would have put up Sweet Guluva is if all of the Bandana gang are up, because she's after the Bandana crew. But any which way, she made her decision, guys. She actually saved. Big Brother said it's save only, no save and replace. So she saved Mandy Hagan. So right now on the nomination block is Ezra. So Mandy is out of it. Luzuko, Nsuku, Swiss, Sipali, Nate, and Uyanda. These are the people up for nominations. So you could see that the head of house is not joking at all. Now, the thing is, people are jubilating that the Bandana crew are up. Now, talking about them being up, are you guys not perturbed about your faves that are not up all this while? Like the likes of these two right here, Sweet Guluva and them Ashley. We have Tyrone, we have Muzi Tembuzi, we have BK. These ones are barely up. Hope their fan base are still intact. Because as it is going right now, Nsuku and Nate, for me, they are dominating back to back because they have been so up, especially Nsuku. And I really hope the other people that have not been up, hope you guys are also ready. And hope you guys are not going to be so lackadaisical and lazy when it's time to actually do the voting. Any which way, sometimes you might feel like, oh, it's good for your fave not to be up. Or sometimes it is good to be up, because you cannot test your power until they are up. Any which ways, guys, this is how the nomination happened. So tell me, what do you think about the nominations? What do you think about Jojo? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be dropping my voice right here and now to see you guys later. Thank you so much for always sailing with me. And please, guys, while you comment, do not forget to like and share this video. Bye-bye.